With cryptocurrency right at the birth of what could be the next parabolic move in this cycle, it is very important to start looking at taking profits, look at exit strategies, which I've made a video on this channel about. But I want to share with you one of the altcoin strategies that I currently have and that I'll be implementing as well that could potentially make a hell of a lot more gains than just doing the traditional way of just hodling. If you're interested, keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because I talk about real estate, cryptocurrency, and financial freedom. Now in this video, we're gonna jump into my whiteboard very shortly, where I'm gonna illustrate to you a simple way to actually go and increase and maximize your profits that you could earn in cryptocurrency in a short amount of time. Now, if you are interested in getting sort of live updates every day around cryptocurrency, what I'm doing, if I'm selling, if I'm buying, what am I doing, then definitely go across to Patreon. There's a link in the description below. You can join there, join the premium group that gives you access to everything, weekly audio sessions, as well as a Q&A video every single month, as well as more in-depth research when it comes to cryptocurrency, NFTs, and properties. Now, straight from the outset, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a financial advisor, so do what you please, but this should be a prompt to start looking at the market differently. Now, keep in mind, your tax implications are going to be very different. Your situation's different to mine, so keep that in mind when you're going to go down this strategy. But essentially, we're in a point now where altcoins are going to start picking up. We've got random altcoins just 2xing, 3xing, 4xing, and it's going to be wild. Now, traditionally, we could have some people sort of focus on,
hey, I've got the bag that I want. I'm doing my day-to-day. I'm working. I'm doing all that activity. I don't really want to sit there every single hour and watch my account, as well as those specific altcoins, and know when to take profits.
The truth is that if you really want to make some life-changing gains, you might have to tell your girlfriend, your wife, or whoever else is in your life to,
hey, relax. I'll be back in a couple of months, but for right now, I need to give this 100% of my attention.
So sleep out the window and everything else with it. Now there's two scenarios. The first one is what traditionally we will do, and I'm going to break that down. So let's just call this one the traditional method. Okay. So what does this actually look like? Well, let's say for instance, a lot of people like to, go out and get an altcoin bag. So let's say this person goes out and they have 4 altcoins. Okay. So A, B, C, and D. Now, what we have found with previous cycles, as well as when there's bullish sentiment in the cryptocurrency, everything eventually has its move. They don't all move at the same pace. They definitely don't move at the same time. This would definitely be something that you keep in mind when you're going down this strategy. So if you go, okay, I'm going to go in and purchase 4 altcoins, and I happen to have $10,000, I'm going to evenly distribute to each one, and each one will then be 2,500, right? 2.5K on each one. Now, what would generally happen, especially in the world of cryptocurrency, is we should see a 2x fairly comfortably. Now, nothing is guaranteed in any investment. There's a lot of risks, so definitely go do your own research. But if we did see a 2x in this, what would that look like? Well, it means that everything just becomes 5,000, right? 5K, 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 and 5K. You have a couple of options here. If you are someone who's going, well, I didn't expect to make this sort of money anyway, I may decide to just go and sell everything out, right? Which basically means I'm left with 20K, which is fantastic because I only started with 10K. Great, I can go home, have a nice holiday, and that call it a day. But if this cycle is maybe the last cycle that we see, and we see these life-changing gains all around us with people waiting like 4 years, we may want to walk away with more than 2x. So another option that people have is they may go, well, if I'm already up $2,500, I may actually go and sell my initial, right? So they go sell initial investment, and that means I've still got 10K in the bank, and I've still got 10K in crypto. And then you let the last 10K sort of ride out, do whatever it's supposed to do. Now, the hope is that the last 10K that you actually put into the market, you can actually get out, and it's going to be more than $10,000. But the truth is, if you aren't paying a lot of attention, you are deciding to sort of do this on the side, it becomes very, very intense and hectic if we to use 2017 cycle as an example. So if we did that option, that's going to be giving us 2x. How do we go and multiply that with the same amount of investment? How do we go and multiply that? Well, this is where I would go. This is the more aggressive. This is the more aggressive way to do it. So again, we've got 10K that goes in to A, B, C, and D, right? Equals amounts, right? So everything's got 2.5K. Now, The important thing here is that instead of going, well, everything's going to move at the same time, because we know it's not, is that we may find that coin A actually goes and does its 2x first, right? So B, C, and D are sort of doing their own thing, but this actually does its 2x first. So this now becomes $5,000, right? Now, instead of going, well, I'm just going to sell all $5,000 and I'll walk away from it, we know that these other altcoins also have a lot of potential. So what we could do is then be able to roll over and put the $5,000 into the next coin. Let's say it happens to be altcoin B. Now in this case, what we're actually going to do is then this becomes 7,500 instead of the initial 2,500. But it also means that now we've sold completely out of our position in altcoin A. And now what we're really looking at doing is going and repeating this process across B, C, and D as well. So if we go and do that on B, well, we see happen a 2x here. Now we're sitting on $15,000. And instead of, again, trying to sell out of the market completely and being out, we're actually going to roll over this into coin C. And that again means that we are completely out of coin B now. Now the biggest issue with something like this is you're probably going to look back and say,
damn, I should have just left my money in altcoin A because look, altcoin A is absolutely mooning. I missed out on those gains.
The truth is, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency, when you've sold something, don't go back and look. There's just no point of having that regret, especially if you're not having any intentions to come back into the market. The idea here is not to just ride the market on the way up, it's also to take profits. This is very important. And it's a very big distinction between people who want to have their hodl bag, just hold forever and, cryptocurrency is going to hopefully be worth something. And then there's others in this market that are actually trying to make some profits, take that out and then bring it into the traditional world. Maybe they want to buy ETFs, maybe they want to buy real estate, and real estate seems to be the most popular choice right now. So let's say we repeat that process again. Now, well, C is now sitting at 17.5 thousand because we've now made the 15 from here and we've brought it across. So here we do another 2x. Again, this is assuming that we've picked coins at the right time, everything's been popping at the time, and we're only going in for a nice 2x. For some people that are not familiar with how cryptocurrency works, they'd look at this and be like, you're telling me I could double my money every so often. That sounds like a load of shit. And for everyone that's in crypto is going,
Ravi, you're too conservative. Everything's obviously going to do a 2x from here.
So it depends on what side you're in. But here we see the 2x happen. That means we're sitting on $35,000. And we're going to again repeat the process, and that comes back into coin D and effectively means that we are completely out of coin C. Now by now, the market's absolutely been taking off. There are going to be some projects that are sort of stagnated, they haven't been really moving, and this is where altcoin D would be. And then we get into the final part, which is altcoin D, and that's going to have 37,500. And we see the final 2x. And that would mean we are sitting on 75,000 as the end goal. So if we did take on this option, and again, a lot of things have to work for us, we're eventually going to sell out of this position and we're going to be out of coin D, and now we've taken all of our profits. So what do our profits actually look like? In scenario one, what we did was we took $10,000, we did a 2x, and we equaled $20,000 is what we walked away with at the end of that market. In scenario 2, what we did was we actually turned $10,000 into a 7.5x, and that meant $75,000 for the same amount of capital. Now, a lot of things have to go right, and of course we need to also consider tax, but this is just an idea of what is potentially available to us if we go out there and actually be aggressive as well as active in this market. Now, this is definitely not something I would recommend for someone who's doing this for the first time, have never traded in their lives, they don't know how to read charts and things like that. What this is really focusing on is understanding that the entire market is going to move, and the ideal way of doing this would be to go out there and say, well, if I want to follow something like this, I'm going to pick specific altcoins from different categories. So I might pick something from the Solana network, I then might pick something in the metaverse, I might pick something in the NFT play, and then I might pick up something in DeFi. This means that as the categories move and the attention moves to different places, I can go in, take my altcoin, do what I need to do, and we've already seen it. We've seen specific categories move faster than others at different times. So that's how I would be going and trading this market. Again, if you're starting out new and you don't really know what to do, you're probably going to make the mistake of over trading, and that's probably something you want to avoid because, hey, a 2x or 3x from a market from such a short period of time are gains that you're never going to find across any other market. So it might just be easier for you to be patient and just wait for those gains to come to you. Have a plan, have an idea of what you want to do. And I've got a video on this channel, I'll link it up here in a card, where it shows you the step-by-step around exit strategies and exactly what I'm doing when I exit this market and how I can move that into real estate. If you're interested in watching more content like this, definitely drop me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you are after something specific, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys.